Hey, folks, we're here. We made it. Oh, I am
I'm
so.
not Catholic, but I have my rosary just in case I need it.
Angie's gonna need it. She's gonna need that. She doesn't even know. Some of these are gonna. I tell you what, they're gonna trip her up. But that is the goal. Uh, Folks, we are gonna have an awesome, fun time today. I'm so excited.
I've been
That
looking
is the
forward to
goal.
this for a while.
Yeah,
Um,
this
I
is
love to play this game. I love to play this game.
yeah. And now, guys, if you know me well enough, then you know when it comes to games, I'm a wee bit competitive. Just a
Just
little
a
bit, just
tiny
a
bit.
tiny. I mean, nothing big. Uh, and Wobble came to be supportive. I think she thinks I'm going to lose, so she's trying to love on me right now.
Get all you can, Wobbs. Get all you can.
But yeah, guys, I got a hold of Angie a while back. Well, actually, this was actually months in the making, and I'm not kidding when I say months plural. Several weeks ago, I had brought up in a live that I would like to have Angie come aboard, and we would do some kind of talk shows, something, some kind of interview. But I wasn't sure at the time, and I didn't at first I was gonna do just a normal interviewish kind of thing. I wasn't necessarily gonna have a set of questions. I was just gonna, fly by the seat of my pants, so to speak, and just ask her or talk to her or bring up a subject, whatever hits my head. And then I thought, you know what? Nah, that isn't Angie's style and that isn't my style right now. I'm not feeling it. I don't feel like that is the vibe. I don't feel like that's what I'm going for. And so I got a hold of Angie. I said, now, Angie, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm just trying to think of exactly what lane I want to drive down. But I haven't thought of it yet. But when I think of it, I'm going to be contacting you. So I don't know how much longer was it, Angie? A week or
I
I
don't.
don't remember.
Yeah, it was like maybe a week or so, or maybe a little over a week, or it
Yeah, it
wasn't.
was
It's not. It wasn't a long period of time.
no. I finally thought of exactly what I wanted to do with Angie. And my thinking was this: Angie likes to have fun. I like to have fun. Angie likes to at least put a smile on somebody's face. So do I. And I thought, well, although an interview would be, nice and all, and it would be, a great experience, it's not that it wouldn't be. I came up with, what, a game. If we both want to have fun and we both want to make somebody at least smile or distract them from their everyday problems or whatever, then we need to play a game. And I thought of the Would You Rather game. And you guys, if you remember my late night game, kind of doing this, where I would ask you, the audience, I would ask you, would you rather have pancakes or French toast? Questions like that. And I would poll the audience and I would ask you as a person, which would you rather have? And whoever, matched my answer to that same question would get their name put in a hat and then I would draw a name and they would win a prize. Okay. And it was fun and everybody seemed to like it. And I thought, you know what? Let's do a would you rather, but I want to do a would you rather with the volume turned up because it's Angie. And I thought, yeah. So this would you rather, it could be serious, it could be funny, it might even be a little gross, it might be creepy, it might be scary. You don't know, but we are going to bring it today. I've got my list of questions right here.
Oh, I want to show you this. I have
Thomas
got a
Kincaid
notebook.
notepad.
Look, questions that James and I've been asking him and saying, do you think this is a good question to give to Dawn or whatever? But I'm going to tell you, if you would have had Hangman, I would have been out. I mean,
Hangman, A little bit harder, yes.
Yeah, Hangman is stressful to me. I don't know why it's stressful. I like it because I used to watch Wheel of Fortune with my grandmother all the time, and it's sort of like that. But it's really Hangman just is stressful. I never really played it as a child, and I just wanted to hurry up and somebody solve the puzzle, you know?
Right. Well, let me before we get going too much further, I gotta say hi to everybody. We already got a small crew in here. Wing is here. Welcome, welcome.
Everybody
I
share us
hope
out.
everybody-
Share us out.
Yes, definitely. So we could get some bodies in here. Wobble, be careful, honey. We got D in here. Welcome. And there's our wingman, Hockey 12. He's in the building. Awesome. And Yvonne, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Okay. Miss Joni's here. Welcome, welcome. Francine, hi, how are you? You'll be working and listening. Oh,
Hey,
thank you
beautiful
so much for
Francine.
the support, Francine. And there's Kimbo. Hey, Kim's out of the corner. And as of last night, she took a bath and she's so fresh and clean. We're happy.
Well, I'm so happy that Kim finally got a bath.
I know. And I mean, hey, we have to watch that girl. There's Denise. Welcome, Denise. You're going to be lurking. Awesome. Well, I thought we do. First, I want to, before we get started with the game, I'm going to ask Angie, first of all, how was your night last night? Were you excited? Were you a little nervous? Were you worried, maybe, of what?
Well, I wasn't really worried because I just am the type of person, whatever happens, happens. I just deal with it as it comes. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to, like I said, I was using James as a sounding board to say, would you like to be asked this question? How would you feel if you were asked this question? And the funny thing is, he and I think I thought we thought a lot alike, but we actually think a lot differently when it comes to this would you rather, because he would do things that I wouldn't do and I would do things that he wouldn't do. So that really surprised me because I thought we would probably be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
we wasn't. We wasn't. He likes a lot of different things, which I was glad, you know.
I wish I would have got to use Bob as a sounding board, but he's laying down sleeping, so I can't. And last night, he was working, and I was talking to him on the phone, but I wished I would have thought to ask him some of these questions, because yeah, that would have helped me out to ask him.
I don't know how many nights that Bob works or how his shift is, but James does EOWEO, so many days and then so many nights, and they switch over, you know what I'm saying? Every other weekend off and stuff. And he's been working 7 nights. This last night was his last night. So I just woke him up about an hour ago to get up so he wouldn't waste the rest of this day because he's off work. But I don't know how Bob is about working nights. But James, after 37 years, has never gotten used to the night shift. Never. His body has not adjusted. You just don't adjust to nights.
Right. Yeah, Bob has been doing it. Okay, this is his shift. It's most a second, all of third, and a little bit of first. Literally, and I ain't kidding you, because he leaves here in between 6 and 6:30 at night, and then he doesn't get back until sometime in the morning, like around 9 o'clock in the morning. So literally, he does all 3 shifts. Mornings is, so that's basically, yeah. Miss Joni, I hear you. And with that, I do. I'm going to go feed her real quick. Angie, do you mind? I hate to ask you this. Can you chat with the chat?
Yeah,
Angie's used to her chat, so I'll go feed her to see. Yeah, my little love bug here. I think she is hungry. I just fed my other cat because she was literally.
We won't plot against you, John. We won't. We won't.
Okay. Come on, Wobbs. Let's go get something to eat. Come on.
We will, but don't tell her. So I have all these questions. I want to show y'all. I've got front and back. I'm not kidding you. Front and back of pages and pages of questions that I could literally wherever she's headed, whatever road she's going down, then I can switch over to that road. I tried to cover all the bases, but I'm gonna give when she asks me a question, I'm gonna not immediately answer. I'm gonna try to think about it a second or two or three, and not really answer it off the fly. Just kind of think about it, um, because when you're playing, I don't know if you've ever played If You Rather, but sometimes you just automatically say an answer, and then you get to thinking about it, and you say, no, 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 I changed my mind. I'd rather do the other thing. And a lot of people say, well, I don't want to do either one. Well, the point of the game is you don't have a choice. You have to choose one or the other. You can't just bail out and say, oh, I don't want to do either one. No, you choose one. That's what makes the game so difficult, because both things can be horrible. You know what I'm saying? Both things can be something that you would never do, but you have to choose one. That's what makes it so much fun. My family and I have played this game before, and it has been hilarious. Hilarious. But Angie, how do you do it? Well, I'll ask Dawn a question like, would you rather, and give her a scenario, like, would you rather drink 12 beers or a fifth of whiskey? And she'll say, well, I don't want to do either one. But no, you have to choose one. That's the thing about this game. Even though in real life you may not choose that, and you may not come across this scenario ever again in your life, you have in this game, whether you like the two choices or not, you have to choose one or the other. That's what makes it so difficult.
I'm already laughing because that's exactly, I was going to tell, Angie did not know this, but seriously, I was going to tell her that the one rule that I have is each of us have to choose. There can be no, I'm out. I'm not picking out of that roster. Nope. You gotta make a decision. That's the deal.
Look, I've always said I can make a decision. It may be the wrong decision, but I can make a decision.
Oh, I can't wait, guys. All right, we are going to get started. Now, I got to leave us both on screen. I'm not going to make one big and the other one, because the whole point is to see both of our reactions, and we can't just hide one person and show the other one. I want you guys to see us in full. And whenever I have a guest, they get to go first. So, Angie.
I want to tell you, I'm gonna start off light.
Okay.
And then in my book, we're gonna build. I don't want to start off with the really crazy questions to begin with. I just want to ease you into a question or two, and then bam. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Kind of hit you with the, oh my gosh, did she really just ask that? But all right, guys, this is the Would You Rather game. This is how it's played, in case y'all don't know. The first question that I want to ask Dawn, this is going to be easy, and you're going to say, oh, this is too easy. We already know what she's going to choose. It says, would you rather be able to converse with animals or speak every language?
Oh, animals. Hands down.
See there, I told you, I knew she was going to choose that.
Yeah.
But animals, I started off real light to get her comfortable. Get her comfortable.
Yes. Animals, I'll tell you this. I feel like whenever I see these videos, and if you guys, you that know me, I'm one of the biggest animal lovers out there. I mean, I wouldn't hurt, literally. Okay, this is an example. Our very first snake sighting on our property. 2 days ago, Bob comes home from work, and there's a snake. Now, we don't just have garter snakes here because we have a lake. Oh, no. We also have water moccasins, and yes, they are poisonous. There was a snake in the yard. He gets out of the car, shuts the door, starts heading up, and all of a sudden, this snake is sitting up. I'm like, oh, heck to the no. No, sir. If that would happen to me, because it has happened when we lived in Michigan. That's another story. I would be, I'd be ripping that car door open as quick as I could and going right back in that car.
Well, did you get a picture? Did you get a picture at all?
No, he didn't. And I didn't go out because by the time he went out and he said, "Oh, there's a snake in our yard," like it's not a big deal. And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
men do that.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just head out to the barn, Bob. Not a big deal. Hey, don't worry about me." I'm like, "What? You're just going to leave it in the yard?" I said, "No, don't kill it. I don't want you to kill it. It is an animal. It's alive for a reason, but please just get it gone somewhere. Pick it up gently, take it somewhere, not here." So Bob had to play with the snake, and he took it over to we have a wooded lot. We own another lot, not just the lot our house is on, but we own the one across the road, and it's like woods basically. And he took it over there, and he said, "I looked up what snake it was. That was a water moccasin." I'm like, okay, they're poisonous. Okay, you know, you could have got bit, and uh, I'd have to eventually look for you, like, oh, Bob hasn't come in the house in like an hour, and go
He's
out
laid
there
out in the front yard somewhere.
foaming at the mouth, and I'd have to call 911. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just water moccasin. Who cares? I'm like, really? Thank God it was. But even no matter what animal, I'm the type. I went the long way around. Angie, where was I going with this?
How much you love animals. Hey, Johnny.
Oh, that's right. I went the complete walk around. Okay, back to the I love animals. I feel like whenever I watch these videos, even with snakes, I feel like I could talk them into liking me. I know that sounds weird. I know it does, but like a lion. Oh, if I could just get up there and talk to this lion, I bet it would be putty in my hands and I'd be able to pet it. And everybody's like, no, you'd get ate alive. But okay, Don. All right. Anyway, I love the question. You guys know, a big animal lover. Hi, Johnny. Is Johnny here? Welcome,
Yes.
Johnny. All right. Now, I know what Angie is going to answer to this one, and it is an easier one because we're starting off easy. Would you rather, Angie, A, camp in the Smoky Mountains, B, sunbathe in the Caribbean, or C, toboggan in Alaska? Those are your choices.
Actually, I like two of them, but the one that actually I would rather do at this moment in my life would be the mountains. Yep. I love the mountains. We have vacationed in the mountains several times over mine and James's marriage, and my children love the mountains. We love the mountains. But the Alaskan thing didn't sound bad at all. But the summer thing, this body can't take heat anymore. I can't do heat. So it would definitely be the mountains.
I hear you. The beauty, first of all, the beauty of the mountains. I would, whenever I have gone to the mountains before, I just am awestruck. I could sit outside all day and just look at the mountains, let alone, do anything else. You know what I mean?
Nature is so beautiful. I mean,
It is. Oh, I love it. Okay, Angie, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going a little bit further. Would you rather, okay, now what I was telling them before when you were feeding your feeding wobbles, you might want to give it a second or two before you answer, because you might want to think it through and picture yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Get a mental picture of what it may turn out to be. But it says, would you rather, shave your eyebrows off or shave half your hair off?
Okay, yes, I do have to think about this one because, number one, when I had COVID, I lost over 90% of my hair. Now, and I was still doing videos. Just because of the sheer volume of my hair and the fact of how long it was, I was able to somehow string it at least over most of the patches, bald patches in my head. But that took a long time to grow back. But then eyebrows.
Have
There
you ever
was
had no eyebrows before?
I've never had no eyebrows, but I did have when I was a kid. I had my older sister had a friend over, and we had this big old tree. We lived in a farmhouse at the time. We had a big old tree that had a tire swing like they did back then, and us kids would play that tire swing. And below the tire was a dirt, just the ground that was dirt, and then the grass was around it. And my sister would all the time have us sit in that dirt spot, and she would get in the tire, she would stand on it, she would get a running start and work that tire around, or the swing. It was a swing, not a tire. It was a swing. And work that swing around me. It was like a game to see if she could make sure she gets around me and not hit me. Well,
Right.
her friend tried it. She started to come around halfway and didn't have enough juice and came straight, and the corner of it hit my eye. It was metal, and blood just, I mean, gusher. They had to rush me. Back at that time, you didn't call 911. There was no 911.
Right. Right.
My sister picked me up, carried me in the house. They grabbed a wet washcloth, and my parents held me in the little pickup truck, and we zoomed it to the ER room, and we had to wait in a whole line of people walking into the new addition of the hospital back then. Anyway, again, long story to say that I had part of my eyebrow, shaved off of there, where the cut was. And so I would have to say this, because I love makeup and stuff, I'd rather shave my eyebrows off, because I do have eyebrow pencils. I'll just pencil it in. Although I'm not good at it, I'm terrible at it. In fact, that's the one part of makeup I hate doing is the eyebrows, because I suck at it. But I would have to say eyebrows.
Hockey 12 said you could always draw eyebrows on. Now, I can't draw a stick man, what you have to understand. So have you seen these TikToks or these YouTubes where these women honestly think they look beautiful and they go way up here and they do all this with their eyebrows and all that? And I would do the same thing. I'm not judging them, because I would do the same thing, but I would not get on video. That's where we differ. But yes, you could draw them on. Good answer.
Well, this is how bad I am. I bought those stencils where I can just color them. You just put it over your eyebrow still to this day, because that's how bad. As many years as I've been doing makeup on my face, I'm talking, I can't do these stupid eyebrows to save my life. All right. That was a good one. I like that one. All right. Now, Angie, this one has to do with people who are past. Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather sit and have a conversation with Billy Graham, Nelson Mandela, or Gandhi? If you could sit with any one of those three people right here and right now, who would it be? Billy Graham, Nelson Mandela, or Gandhi? All terrific men. So this
okay,
is
and I'm familiar with all of them, but it's so weird that you asked that question, because not even a month ago, James and I had watched the movie Gandhi in pieces, but I had never watched it from beginning to end because it's such a long movie. I mean, they have intermission. They'll put it on the screen, intermission. In other words, go get your popcorn, go to the bathroom, whatever, because the movie is so lengthy. And I'm familiar with Billy Graham. I watched him my entire life. Mandela, I know all the history on that, but I will say it would have to be Gandhi because I didn't realize until I watched the entire movie exactly. And if anybody in the chat gets a chance to watch this movie, you need to watch it. What a passion he had for what he stood for, and what he wanted to accomplish and what he did accomplish. So I think I would want to ask him questions of how he endured the backlash that he took without retaliation, because that was his belief. I'm going to take everything they dish out, but I'm not going to retaliate. And that's hard,
Right.
For people to
Right.
do, is to go through something and not retaliate. But that was his thing. Okay. If we retaliate, then we become just like that person or that uh, entity or that whatever.
Right.
So I think I would want to sit down and see where he talked to him and see what was inside of him that was so strong that he was able to do that. Because a lot of times that is so difficult to keep this like this. You know what I'm saying? And just
Oh,
let
well,
things
the tongue
happen.
is the hardest thing to tame on the whole body, you know?
Yes. Yes. But I would have to say Gandhi.
I think, honestly, because all three of them, the reason why I picked them three is I was thinking of really significant worldwide men that were so knowledgeable in one way or another and had so many big life um, experiences. And I wanted to see, because mine was Gandhi also.
Was
Um,
it?
his wisdom. Now, all three of them are highly, men of wisdom. They have a lot of wisdom. All three of them. I mean, they're all three great, great people. They were. And uh, Gandhi really fascinates me. Like you said, first of all, things that he endured in his life and his belief system and all that. I would definitely want to pick his brain a little bit. I would.
If anybody has not seen that movie and you have an opportunity to have the time, because it is a long, lengthy movie, but you get enthralled and you can't stop watching it. It's one of those movies. Please go watch that movie. It's very, very, very good.
I don't think I've watched it yet, so I'll have to. All right, Ange, it is your turn.
All right. All right. Here we go, Dawn.
I'm ready.
Let's take a breath. All right. Would okay. Would you rather tell your deepest, darkest secrets? Now, we have. I'll tell this after I read the question. It's to your boss or to your parents. Okay, let's just say you worked out in the working world and you were an administrative assistant or whatever, and would you rather tell your deepest, darkest secrets to your boss or your parents?
Oh, okay. My thoughts are this. My parents and I did not have a normal child to parent relationship. We had a very dysfunctional relationship at best. And there's a lot of things I have not told my parents ever. Um, when my dad was passing away, um, I did reveal some things. Not that I not that I felt I had to. It just kind of came to my head and I thought, I'm going to go ahead. And this is something they don't know that I did or said, and I'm going to go ahead and reveal that. Um, it wasn't even the fact that dad was dying and I felt like I should reveal this one deep dark secret. It was more that it was in the run of things as far as conversation where things were leading. kind of thing. But that being said, I think, yeah, I honestly think, believe it or not, I would tell my parents versus my boss, because if I had a job outside the home, some of the things, my deepest, darkest secrets, would definitely kill that job. And I know this probably sounds bad to you, but to me, job, income, how I pay my bills, it's not even anything more than that, in the fact that, yes, could I get another job? Yeah, I could. I could get another job, but who knows how much time span that would be before I got another job. It may not be I get one tomorrow. And then also, I think there's a lot of things my parents knew, but they didn't come out and tell me that, hey, I knew you did A, B, and C. Because there were times that I've had that conversation with mom and dad where they said, hey, we knew this, that, and the other. I said, how'd you know? Oh, we knew. You know how your parents say, oh,
Oh
we
yeah,
knew.
we know. If
We
you're a
know.
parent, you know.
So I feel like, especially the age, my mom now, I think she's going to be 84, 85 years old. And telling them now, actually, because I've had enough years experience to know that I don't feel like I used to feel when I was a kid,
Right.
as far as towards them. You know, back then there was some fear, there was some this and that stopped me from revealing anything. Even when I was a young adult, I still wouldn't have. But now I wouldn't have any qualms. I'd be like, okay, you know what I did? I took your car down with my brother, my sister, and my brother's friend. And I said, come on, guys. I feel like it's a hot summer day. I feel like having an ice cream cone. I didn't know how to drive a stick shift. And I took that thing and I went down to the ice cream shop. And boy, don't you know, I couldn't get that thing in gear and get it back home. And we had to call the neighbors. They had to come and drive us back. I had no clue how to drive a stick shift, and I hadn't even had my license yet. So I barely knew how to drive a car, period.
Don't. I was just
Oh,
thinking, this boss, the way you talk about, telling your deepest, darkest secrets, you would have probably left and he would have thought, I've got to call and get her help. They have got to pick her up. He would have called someone to come and literally get you and take you to
literally.
get counseling or get, what is it, a 90-day, a 3-day hold or whatever they do to you.
Exactly. That was another thing I didn't bother to say. That, and the fact that, okay, he's going to go around and tell everybody. Whereas my family, they'll be like this. Oh, that figures. You did that? Yeah, I could see you doing that, Dawn. And there wouldn't be a whole lot more with it. You know what I mean? They'd know about it. Yeah, they'd tell, depending on, okay, if it was my mom, she wouldn't just come out and start making phone calls and like rat me out. But she would tell, like in conversation, hey, like if my sister came over and said, hey, what did you and Dawn talk about? Then she would have blurted it out.
Right.
But so I feel fairly confident. I mean, it's not like my whole family still, even if I told mom, my whole family wouldn't know. You know what I mean? She wouldn't blab it to the world.
Right.
Whereas the boss, you don't know who they'd tell. And it especially, think about it. We live in a small town.
Oh, I know
Can
about
you
small
imagine
towns.
if it's your boss? Word of mouth. I mean, this is a small
You
town.
may never get another job ever.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Who knows? So yeah, my parent, yeah, I would tell my mom. I would. Okay. Now, Angie, we're going to talk about the men folk.
Oh,
Oh,
woo.
yeah. Now, who would you rather be a leading actress to?
Ooh.
Tom Cruise, Jason Momoa, or Hugh Jackman?
Okay, I'm just gonna lay it out there because
Okay, do it to it.
Oh, I just gonna tell it like it is. All right. I have always been a fan of Tom Cruise. Okay. A lot of people don't like him. They don't like his religion, the Scientology thing that he's into, and all that. But here's the deal: I don't have to agree with his religious beliefs to be a leading, have a leading female role in the movie that he is in. But also, I feel as though if I ever was in a movie with Tom Cruise before I became disabled, he and I may have to go a little further than just being in a movie. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always told James that certain actors that maybe would pull up in my driveway, I would have to leave with them, and I would come back, and he and I would still be married if he wanted to be, but I would have to leave with him for just a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying?
I know
But,
what you're saying.
but I think Tom Cruise is very manly man, and I've seen most all of his movies. Uh, the other two are not bad. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But when I was growing up as a teenager, he was the one of the main crushes that I had. So if Tom Cruise drove up right now in my driveway, and me being wheelchair bound, he would just have to find a way to carry my wheelchair because
Hey,
I would just go for a little while, but I would be back. He wouldn't keep
sure,
me for
you
very
be back.
long.
I mean, you got,
Yeah, I would
yeah,
be
of
back. But
course.
yeah, how many times do you get that opportunity? You
Hey,
know,
I'm with you. I'm right there
you got
with
to
you.
take that opportunity when you have it. So it would definitely be Tom Cruise. Yes. Yes. And I may watch Mission Impossible tonight just because you said that.
Well, good. Hey, I gave Angie something to do out of this whole thing, if nothing else. Hi, Missy. You're awful cute. Hi, Nora. Hi, Catherine. Yeah,
Okay.
I know, Nora. So do I. Go for it. Exactly. Bob, you just walked into the.
You only live once. You only live
Yes.
once.
This is our YOLO type of segment, so you might not. You might want to close the ears, go
Hey,
la la
Dawn,
la until it's
have you
over.
ever heard of it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is permission? So, sometimes you just got to do stuff and just hope someone forgives you for it instead
Exactly.
of asking them for permission. Because if you ask for permission, they're going to say, well, no, you're not doing that.
Hi, Andrew. Andrew says he's new here. Welcome.
Welcome,
I love
everybody.
meeting the new people here. Welcome.
Y'all may not feel the same about me after this show, but I mean, it is what it is. Okay. I would leave with Tom Cruise. Tom
Oh, I
Cruise
can't
and
wait
I
till
would
we get
leave
into the
together.
nitty gritty subjects. I can't wait. We're getting there. We're getting there.
All right, Donnie Dawn.
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Let's take a breath. Okay. Would you rather go shopping in your underwear or to the beach nude?
Oh, easy to the beach nude. I'll tell you why. I
Yes.
know. You would
Yes.
think it'd be shopping. No. I'll tell you why. Um, unsanitary. No, 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 no. At the beach, hey, you can let it all hang out and get clean at the same time. But in the store, I mean, unless you're going to lay in the cooler with the produce, lay and get the sprinkler system on you and rinse off, you're never going to get clean there. And ooh, unsanitary. Who knows where I've been, right? That wouldn't be good. So, yeah, I'd have to say believe it or not, although both would be embarrassing as heck, and I would feel sorry for all the people on the beach, I'd have to say the beach.
You
I
know, everybody has a price. I don't
yes,
care what you say, everybody has a price. Somebody
everybody
could say,
does.
I would do it for $100,000. Somebody else would say, oh, I would have to have 500,000. But everybody has a price. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
if you've ever been to a beach like in like one of these huge beaches that there's so many people that you can't hardly move around, and saw the sights that your eyes have actually seen before, and you're just like, I don't want to see that. I can't see that. I can't know. I can't know. They're not really caring. So it doesn't matter how you look, because I have seen some things that I can't unsee at a beach.
Right.
Okay. And
Well,
they do
then
not care.
think about this too. If I'm going to a grocery store, I'm going to have to one day come back, and people might recognize me. Whereas a beach, I don't necessarily have to go to that beach ever again.
Right.
See, so think of that. I could be embarrassed. Either way, I'm going to be embarrassed, right? But if I'm embarrassed on the beach, I don't necessarily. I'm never going to see these people again, probably, or I don't. I don't have to make that happen. And plus, beach, there is water. I can run into the water and hide until they leave. That I don't know. That might not be good either.
And the only thing weird in my situation would be a butt naked woman in a wheelchair at the beach. Now, it's one thing to be nude, it's another thing to be in an electric wheelchair nude at the beach. Now, that seems kind of weird. But, everybody has a price. Everybody
Yes.
has a price.
That is true. Now, it's funny you bring up the beach, okay? Because that is the segue into this next one. I hope you're ready. Angie, would you rather swim with sharks or killer whales? You got to pick one. Yeah, neither one are good.
Okay, let me just internalize this just 1 minute.
Now picture
Okay.
them coming for your face as you're in the water, and go.
Okay, let's just say I watched, and I don't know what the name of this movie is, but there was these two girls that went down in this cage, this thing, and they were going to watch the sharks. I can't remember the name of the movie. They get trapped down there. They only have so much oxygen, and then the sharks start coming toward them. I've never really been that close to either one, like a shark or a killer whale, which I don't want to be. But the way I have it figured in my mind, if we're going to choose one, I would have to choose the whale. Did you say a killer whale?
Yep.
Because, Jonah was swallowed by a whale, right? A big fish. They're assuming it was a whale. That's the story that's in the Bible. So I would take my chances that the whale would swallow me and maybe spit me back out like Jonah. But I think I would choose the whale. I can't imagine being in the belly of a whale. I'm sure it's not nice and it's not fun. But according to the story in the Bible, you can survive that. But I don't think you can survive the attack that a shark would do underwater. Now, I know people have been attacked, like lost a limb or arm, a leg, or whatever, trying to get away from them at the beach. But if you're really underwater, I don't think you can get away from sharks as easy. But I would have to say a whale, because I would be thinking, well, maybe the whale can spit me out like Jonah and the whale. Even give myself that good story before I actually died, maybe, to try to soothe myself.
Right.
That's what I would probably pick.
Well, see, another thing, okay, I would pick whale too because of a couple reasons. Okay, number one, they're black except for around their eyes, and then on their underbelly there, okay, is white. When you see a shark coming, you could see it coming before a whale. And if I'm going to be scared, I'd rather, okay, you're not going to see the whale maybe until it gets up a little closer, because it's black and it's in the ocean deep, and it comes up, but you know what I mean? And I think, now I could be wrong, I haven't looked at statistics, but I think as far as more attacks are probably done by sharks versus killer whales. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know, me personally, in the news, it's like you only hear the shark attacks. So I don't know which is more aggressive, but I would take my chances with the whale versus the shark.
Yeah, and you're trying to ease the blow of maybe it's not going to hurt as bad, you know?
Yeah, it's like
But
just swallow me, get it. Like if I'm gonna die, get it over quick.
yeah, because the
Whereas the
shark
shark will
and
play
the
around with you,
teeth and they just chew
yeah,
and tear you apart and all that. And
and
it's
you're
just like
gonna feel the pain and the yeah,
yeah, and
no,
the whale would just, just take you like eating a steak or something, just swallow you whole, or, just ice
yeah. I
cream
mean,
or whatever.
you'd be a little crumb for
Yeah,
them to swallow.
yeah,
How big they are.
exactly.
All right, I'm ready for my next one. Oh, I
All
can't
right.
wait to do my next one because now I got one that's gonna trip you up.
Okay. Let me get to this question because I want to get to this question. Would you rather be known as a kleptomaniac or a nymphomaniac?
Oh Lord. This is a good one. This is a good one. Okay, you got me on this one. Oh, Lordy.
I mean, either way you go, it is not going to be nice.
It's not. It's not.
Now, this is just a game. Now, it's just a
Yeah,
game.
it's just a game. Just a game. Just a game. Okay. Well, I'm about to get real right now. If that makes any sense. I don't think it really does. Okay. This is my thinking. I This is a tough one.
I hope everybody knows what those two are.
Yes, I hope you all know what they are. I'm gonna have to say the nympho. Why do you ask? Good question, because I'm still
People will
trying to
never look at you the
process.
same, don't they? Will never look at you
They
the
will
same.
never. I mean, it's all over at this point. This question pretty much does me in. Yes, I'm gonna have to say nympho for a couple different reasons. It's not number one. It's not against the law to be a nympho, whereas a klepto, it is against the law, and I don't want to be in jail. Okay, just saying. I'd at least,
Well,
if I'm a nympho, I'm gonna be in the real world and not locked up.
nymphos sometimes turn into hookers, and that is against
That's
the
true.
law.
That is true.
But if you control it to a certain, now I'm not speaking from experience. Don't ever take it. But if you take it, let's just hypothetically play this
Uh,
out. If you are that, you can get help for either or. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
But if you just leave it within the bounds of your home, your husband's gonna really, really love you. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be tired, but he's gonna love
He's
you.
gonna be happy. He's
Yeah.
gonna. I mean, he's gonna
He's
sleep
gonna
like
be
a
really
baby.
tired. He's
Yeah.
gonna be tired, but
Hmm.
he's gonna love it. Now he may
Exactly.
have doubts that he's the only one, but you can reassure him and all that stuff. But I'm with you. I would probably go with that.
Wing.
What she said?
She said Dawn is very methodical in her answers.
You should read some of these comments. I was reading them. Uh,
Uh,
Stock Explorer said one is a crime and one isn't. They both steal. This is what Wayne said. They both steal stuff that one they steal stuff and the other husbands. At least as a klepto, you can return the merchandise. That's what Hockey 12 said.
oh, that's funny.
These comments
Well,
are
I will
hilarious.
say this. Out of the two of them, I would think also you'd have more fun being the nympho versus the klepto as far
Yeah,
as fun goes. And I'm about fun.
yeah,
So,
that is exactly right. And
I
plus,
mean,
I've never ever had the thought of taking something that wasn't mine.
yeah,
So
see, I really don't like,
that's not even in my wheelhouse.
right.
But I guess a nympho would be maybe couldn't control it, would sleep around with different men, and they would be married, and it would be a big, huge story. We could run with days with that, Dawn. We could write many books about that. But it would just be how you took your medication, because there are medications for that. But
Exactly.
yeah, I couldn't resist. I had to bring that question.
That was a good one. Oh, well, now we're gonna get a good one for dear old Angie. I hope you're ready.
I'm ready, girly.
And I hope you haven't, ate anything in case you want to,
Oh, it's about food, and I have a very
Oh,
low.
we're going to go fear factor style. Now, I told
Oh,
Angie I've got some fear factor questions.
my
Here's the
gag
first
reflex
one.
is not good. Go ahead.
Here we go. Would you rather eat an elephant's intestines,
Oh,
a hippo's ovary, or a rhino's testicle?
oh, gee, thanks. Oh my
I told you
gosh.
I was going to get a little fear factor going on.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, we went all the way there, Angie. We went
Oh,
all the way there. I packed my bags ahead of time and I said, you know what? I better pack them big because I got to go all the way there.
okay. Don't repeat the three choices again.
Oh, yeah, they're doozies.
I gotta internalize this.
Internalize it. Number one, elephant's intestines. Number two, hippo's ovary. Number three, a rhino's testicle.
Okay. First of all, my mind is going to
Hi, Leon.
no on all this, but the intestines, I don't even eat in today's world where they do that. You know what I'm saying? They have pig intestines. So I don't even do that. I won't even think about that. The ovary, I used to have two, so I really don't want to eat something that I've had experience with, ovary. But then when I think about the testicle, that don't even sound good either. So I'm in a world of
Yeah.
I'm in a middle of a Hess, okay?
You gotta pick an organ.
Yeah, I
And
got to pick an organ.
yeah, which
Um,
one are you gonna pick?
okay, don't judge me. Don't
I'm
judge
not.
me on this.
Hey, none of these answers are good. So it's
All right, I'm gonna have to go with, and I don't know if the chat's gonna be able to know which one I'm gonna go with or not, but I am leaning toward the testicle. Yeah, because I know what goes through the intestines, okay? No, no, that would be no. I don't care how many times you wash that. I don't even want the thought of it. The ovary, it produces things which the testicle does too, but the ovary is so personal. You know what I'm saying? It's part of a female, and it's just personal.
too
So
personal.
yeah, so I think it would have to be the testicles because that way I could think I had vengeance on the male species. You know what I'm saying? That I just went and said, "Take that. I showed you." You know, which it would
That's
be
one.
showing
Hey,
me.
I never thought of that, but that's one way to look at it. Yeah, yeah.
So I would have to say that I would, if it wasn't a game, I would choose none of them. But since we had to choose one, I would choose that one. Now it's like Nora said, Rocky Mountain oysters. I've never really desired
Yeah,
those.
I've
Like I'm
heard
choosing.
because now the Rocky Mountain oysters are beef, and I have heard, cow. I have heard that they actually have a beef flavor. Now, this is a rhino's though, so but I would have agreed with you, Angie, because I look at it this way. There are people that actually like the Rocky Mountain oysters, so maybe these would be, as far as taste, would be the least, like the worst of the taste. And then when I think of intestines, okay, it's a casing. It's going to be so chew you can't chew it, and that would be
And
terrible.
it's gonna last and last
Yeah,
and
I
last.
would never choose the intestines. And then the
Hockey 12
ovary,
said Angie went Lorena Bobbitt. A lot of people may not know who Lorena Bobbitt is, but I remember that like
I
yesterday.
remember. Oh yeah.
I remember that like
Those
yesterday.
two women are still alive. The wife that got shot and or I mean, no, she was the what that wasn't I got the wrong story.
Yeah, the two
Marina
that two,
Bobbitt was the
yeah,
slice.
and took it
Yeah.
with her, thrown it
You
out.
know that guy, he got it reattached, and you know what he did, her husband? He
Did he
became a
do?
porn star.
Yeah, so I was going to say he went into pornography, didn't he?
I was like, who does that? Like I can't.
Well, I guess he had to feel like he had to prove his
Yeah,
manhood again.
I
You
think
know what I'm
that's
saying?
got to be what it is because I mean, yeah, wow. All right, Angie, I'm ready for you.
Okay. Would you rather be known as a talebearer, one person that went around telling stuff, or a cheater?
Oh, so going around and telling tales,
You know,
meaning
talebearers, talking about everybody around the little town, or would you rather just be known as the town cheat?
oh gosh. Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna say it this way. I'd want to be neither one, but out of the two of them, I'd have to say the town cheat, and I'll tell you why. Both, if I was either person, I'm gonna hurt people, right? There's no way getting around it. You're gonna hurt people. But the town teller there that goes around talking about everybody, that kind of ripple effect, I think, goes further. I mean, both the ripple effect in um, both situations, there's going to be a ripple effect, and you're going to affect multiple people. No matter, I think,
I know what you're trying to say.
I
Because
think being a cheat, okay, you're going to do damage to other people, yes, but you're going to also do damage to yourself. The telling tales about other people, you are words and things that people make up about one another can hurt way worse than a physical sin. Like if you sin, whichever way you're going to sin, it, at least it seems like to me, words can really do a lot more destruction than physical. Sometimes, not always, and not, every situation.
words can kill. Words,
Yeah, words
words
can
can
just,
kill.
yeah. And depending on how far your words get, and I mean,
A talebearer is a person that you automatically know and is open and everybody sees it. A cheater, you have to catch them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You have to, it's
true.
more on the download than a
Yeah,
talebearer because a talebearer is just running around. If they're with you, they're your friend. If they're with somebody else, they're talking about you, and everybody already knows it. So it's kind of in the open. But when you're a cheater, it's kind of on the down low, and unless you get caught,
yeah,
you have to suffer from it, not anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You
That's
and
what
the
I
person
mean.
that
I
you're
think if
cheating
I
with.
was going to do damage, I wouldn't want to do most of my damage to other people. I'd at least want to, that'd be more of damage to
To you
me.
and the
That's,
person that you're cheating with, if
yeah, and their
nobody found
family.
out. If
Yeah.
nobody found out. Now,
Hi, Purple.
if somebody finds out, then you got a whole. And in our little town, there has been so many Peyton Place scenarios that's been going on. I don't know how many of you all know what Peyton Place is. It's in the chat, but it used to be a soap opera. And we have had, even in church, people going with this one's husband and this one. I mean, that really happens. That really happens. Then when they get caught, it is just like very destructive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I would have to be like you. I would have to be the cheater and not the talebearer. I would have to be the cheater.
I think here's the thing. Talebearers, the thing about it is they are seeking vengeance. They want to inflict harm towards people to get even, or because they're jealous, or because they're bitter because they did something or said something that they didn't like, or whereas a cheat, I mean, usually you're in it for the selfish sexual nature. You're not, it's
Or you're
not
missing
about,
something in your life that you're not getting where, you're not getting
right.
some emotional attachment that you're not getting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yes, some people cheat to get vengeance, but usually, 9 times out of 10, I would think people cheat because temptation.
And something's
The,
missing.
the,
Yeah.
grass is greener on the other side. Ooh, they're hot. I'm going to go, jump the fence and that kind of thing. Usually. I mean, yes, there are those cases where people do it just out of spite, out of vengeance. Oh, I'll show you. You were looking at that girl sideways. Well, watch what I can do. That kind of thing. So, yeah. All right. Got another one for you, Angie.
All righty, here we
You
go.
better take that breath. Take it, take it. Here
Woo.
we go. What would you rather sleep in a cave with?
Oh God.
Here we go. Tarantulas, snakes, or New York style rats?
Now, okay. Okay. My biggest, I cannot stand rats. I mean, James can tell you, I will actually threaten to move out of my house if I see a little mouse like this. I'm talking about James has actually caught one on those little sticky things and it's dead, not breathing. And if he brings it toward me, I will probably not speak to him for 2 days.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I've had nightmares about them.
Okay, I had a bad experience when I was a child. We lived in a home which we moved.
Everybody's saying none of them, none of them. See, that's the thing, people. We have to pick an answer out of all this mess.
I was about, I'd say in the 8th or 9th grade. We lived in this house that was older and I was getting ready for school and I was sitting in the hall putting my shoes on. It was early in the morning. The next thing I know, I had a mouse run up my back.
Oh no.
Yes, and jump. And I went from that floor to my bed in about 2 seconds flat. I went to screaming. I mean, just, it was bad. So ever since that experience in that house that we lived in, and it was rough. I do not like mice, a mouse, a rat, or anything similar to a hamster, anything that resembles
I can't do any of them.
anything like that. And my children never had a hamster for a pet. They never had anything like that because Angie cannot do it. So I know rats are out. Rats are out because I would not. My pacemaker would literally stop working. Okay. It would not happen. But what was the other 2 choices?
Tarantulas or snakes?
Oh, Jesus. All I heard was rats and I was out. And a tarantula or snakes.
Yeah.
Okay. I do not like snakes at all. They're really fast and angry. And now I used to be in science class. I've actually held snakes and played with snakes before, but as I've gotten older, I'm not really that happy with snakes. So I would have to go with the tarantulas and try my best to be real still and let them just crawl on me with me, them thinking that I was a part of the cave and not really a human being, because I would not want it. I would not want it. No,
Part of the cave. Oh, that's a good one. I love it.
I don't. I know. I know I had to pick one, but I would have not. I would have rather not been able to have to pick one, but it would have to be the spiders, but the tarantulas, but not
Isn't that a good one? That's a great
yes.
one.
All right.
Okay, Ange, what do you got for me?
I had it. Let me see what I had. Let's go. I had a good one.
I use my boy's BB pew pew on mouses and lemons here. Oh, do ya? Big city rats can be as big as house cats. I know. I could. Rats would be the first one off the list for me. Nope. No. Mm-mm.
Okay, here we go. Would you rather be with people you know that do not like you? You already know it. Or would you rather be around people who pretend they like you?
People who don't like me. I'd rather, because at least I know what lane they're in and they're honest about it. Because I tell you what, if you don't like me, that's fine. I always tell you guys, I know you have heard me say this a million times. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm somebody's shot of whiskey. That's the way I view it. When you have somebody that fakes to your face, oh, Dawn, or even in the chats. Now, you guys know this happens on a daily in YouTube, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody because I would not do that. But you know when you're saying hi to people and you know that there's somebody who doesn't like you, but they act like they like you. What they do is, hi, Dawn, and they'll throw up the hearts and the little emojis, and you know they see you in somebody's chat. They don't come to your chat. They can't stand you. You know it. You just know. But also in your real life, just you know those people that maybe you see them in church or at the grocery store or something, and they see you coming around the corner and you don't ever talk like in the real world like normally. You don't call them up, they don't call you up, but they say hi to you and you have that. It just feels like you could cut the tension with a knife. It's so thick. I hate that. You know what? I hate nothing. There's nothing worse than somebody putting on a facade, a mask. I'd rather have take off the mask, show me who you really are. If you really don't like me, that's cool.
I would rather
That's
somebody
cool.
respect me than like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You liking me is not going to cause me to have lack of sleep tonight. I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
right,
But disrespect to me is a whole another ball game, because I'm under the firm belief that everybody can't like everybody. I mean, can you
right,
imagine the responsibility of everybody liking you? I mean,
right.
that's a big responsibility. And I would rather know. I would rather know where we stand,
Exactly.
and I would rather work from that and not you pretend. And a lot of times, like you said, we already know anyway. You know,
Yeah,
so it only makes that person look foolish for acting that way.
right. I'm 46 years old, still will collect them every year. My kids just laugh at their uncle running yelling. Oh, I'm the oldest, so I collect daddy long leg spiders and throw them on my brother. He is scared of spiders. Oh, wow.
I have family
my
members that are scared of spiders too.
my baby brother, when we were little, we lived on a farm, and that's the one spider we had was the daddy long legs. And I mean, I swear those legs were 12 inches long. They were so dang long. And he kept bringing them in to show mom. Mom would be at the sink washing dishes, and he's like, Mom, look at this spider. Or to us girls. I was like, why? Take it out of here. Like, and then get this, guys. Later, many years later, Bob and I were living in the this little red house in Michigan, and there was a daddy long legs, and somebody was at the house at the time, I think, and they said, "Do you know they're poisonous?" I said, "Quit lying. No, they're not." I looked it up. Guess what? They're poisonous.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're
I didn't know
poisonous.
that.
I'm like, you're kidding. That farmhouse, I swear to God, it seemed like every day we
But
were
I stay
watching.
far, far away from them, so I wouldn't know anyway.
That, I tell you what, talk about mind blown moment for me. Yeah, that was that. I was like, no, 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 no. They are, but their mouth is too small to bite humans. Is what? Oh, is that what it is? Hi, Kim. Hi, Demeter Solis. How are ya? You're waiting to pick up the kiddos. Ah, okay. All right. Now this one's an easy one, and it's a pleasant one. I
Good.
went through all the fear factor. Now we're going to do it. Actually,
Okay.
this is a
I
great
got
one.
a funny one for you next. So let's go. Let's get down to the.
Okay. Would you rather sing a duet with Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline, or Tammy Wynette?
Oh, I love all of them.
I know.
Oh my, I'd feel honored with any of them. Any of the three. Uh, Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette, or
Or
who?
Patsy Cline.
Oh my gosh,
I know. Aren't they all great?
they are. That is just amazing. That's right in my wheelhouse. Not that I can sing because I can't. Uh, but honestly, I think I love Patsy Cline and I love Tammy Wynette when she was with George Jones. I thought they made a beautiful couple. Obviously, they didn't. They went their own way. But I'd hate to have to live with George too. But she did, and I admired her for it. I think I would go with Loretta Lynn because she's more of what I listen to because my grandmother loved Loretta Lynn. When her movie, The Coal Miner's Daughter, came out, my grandmother, she would sit and watch that movie every chance she would get. We took her to see to the Grand Ole Opry before my grandmother passed away to see Loretta Lynn. And so I think now the Loretta Lynn would not want me to sing with her, but if I had to pick one, it would definitely be Loretta Lynn. Yeah, it would be Loretta.
It's funny because they all have such incredible stories. A lot of terrible things happened to all three ladies. Uh, Mainly, a lot of them had awful men as far as their relationships with these men were so volatile and awful. And,
I
you
don't
know,
know how Loretta Lynn stayed with her husband as long.
that's one I will never understand. But then again,
Love is
women of her
blind.
age and back in that day, you toughed it out, boy. It didn't matter if you were MMA every single day in a boxing ring or some such. You stuck it out. And although you know you should stick out your marriage if you can, when it comes to violence and things, I don't know. Everybody has their own thinking, but I'll never. I mean, all their stories, there were different things they went through. I felt so
Have
bad.
you watched that movie, Dawn, Coal Miner's Daughter?
One of my favorites. Love that movie, and
You
it
know, she and
really.
Patsy Cline were really good friends.
Yep.
And then George and Tammy have a good movie too.
See, I
Um,
haven't seen that one.
yeah, they have a good movie. But I don't know if there's a movie about Patsy Cline. If it is, I haven't seen it. I would love to, but I haven't. I mean, I don't even know if they've made a movie about her.
I liked all three women, just like you said. I would be honored. I really, I really liked Tammy Wynette. I thought she was so pretty, and well, they were all pretty. I, I really, I don't know. I
See,
think
I
here's,
always, but
I think, okay, Loretta Lynn, as far as connection, like her story and growing up, and just
she was
the
just so down
way,
to earth and just so
yes,
pure and so honest and so forthcoming. And she didn't try to hide anything.
I think I would. as far as connect with her the most, I loved Patsy's voice, very distinct. You always knew when it was Patsy. She would sing in different spots in her songs. She'd get a little breathy and come right back with it. But it was, and back then there weren't singers like that. There weren't that had that. She had control of it. But Loretta and I think we would connect the most out of all those three as far as like who would I connect with the most? Definitely Loretta Lynn. I don't know. Tammy, I really just admire. Like, I think I probably.
Just the fact she put up with George Jones is enough.
Oh yeah, he was not a nice guy.
I mean, he did his own thing, and she just had to either deal with it or not.
And he was there was a lot of control. Well, all these three went, well, I don't know that much about Patsy Cline, the men in her life. That one
I always thought that Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty went well together. I always thought, well, why don't she end up with Conway instead of Dew or whatever his name was? I was always thinking, how did she end up with Dew? I mean, come on. But she stuck with him. She stuck with him.
I think if Patsy Cline would have been with Doolittle, she would have.
Oh, she would have.
She would have not put up with that.
No.
She wouldn't have put up with him.
No.
I
think Dude just kind of trained Loretta Lynn because she was so young when they got married. You know what I'm saying? That's all she knew.
And see, it reminds me of the who's the guy, the pianist that married his cousin she was only 13.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah. It reminds me of that whole scenario where the girl, she was so young. You know,
she was 13 or 14.
I think 13.
Ugh, what parent would do that?
I just can't imagine. I can't imagine. No. I don't understand it.
I don't have any more questions, but I want to ask. There's one that I've got to ask you.
Okay.
And I don't know how much more time we got, but there's one that I just got to ask because I got to know.
Okay.
If you could, would you rather be able to read people's minds or be invisible?
Oh, I'd rather be invisible. I tell you what, reading people's minds, honestly, I think would literally drive me mental. That
would scare me to know.
It would scare me. It would also upset me. It would bother me to the point where I think I would go crazy. To know what people are thinking,
I don't want to know.
Not to know. I don't want to know what people are thinking of me I don't need to. Yeah, no. I'd rather be invisible for sure. I don't want to know. And think, if you knew what people were thinking, their secrets, like, think about it. If you knew, like, somebody was thinking they were getting ready to commit a crime or something.
Well, I know the thoughts that I've had before. I don't want people.
Exactly. I would be horrified to read people's thoughts. That would not be good.
Especially if someone has hurt my child or said something bad toward James or done something to me. I don't want you reading my mind. You know
exactly.
But being invisible, I think, would be kind of fun for a certain length of time to be able to be invisible. And in certain places.
I wouldn't want to be invisible forever, but there would be certain parts of my life I would definitely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and some things that you would really want to know for sure, that you could be invisible and just be able to be there without anybody knowing. You know,
exactly,
but not forever.
Yeah.
But I had to ask you that question. I thought that was.
I've got one more to ask you. I'm going to pick out of all these, Okay, I'm going to ask this one. And we're going to leave off on a good note here.
Okay.
If I came to your house, what meal would you rather cook for me? Would it be A, Swiss steak and potatoes, B, beef and noodles, or C, chicken pot pie?
Okay. Give me the choices again.
Swiss steak and potatoes, beef and noodles, or chicken pot pie?
Now, for years and years, I did not like to eat chicken pot pie because I always referred to as the frozen ones in the grocery store. Bo, my cousin that has the tree farm, his wife is a great cook, and she had this wonderful recipe for chicken pot pie. I expressed to her that, oh, I don't really care for chicken pot pie, but I will try it. Since it's going to be homemade, it's not going to be frozen. I will try it. Well, oh my gosh, it is awesome. So I think I would fix her recipe of homemade chicken pot pie. And I would say, even if you wasn't a fan of chicken pot pie like I wasn't, I think I could convert you over to maybe liking it a little better with her recipe. But we make her recipe a lot and James had been married to me for years, and he would say, let's make chicken pot pie, and I'd go, you can, but I'm not eating it. And then she made it, and it's like, now I like that. That is delicious. But I would serve you chicken pot pie and come anytime. And I want to tell you this. When James and I go on our trip next weekend and I hit the 2 million, the slot with the 2 million,
Yeah.
I'm going to have everyone flown to my house, and we're going to have like a little retreat, a YouTube retreat. So all expenses paid. You don't have to worry about it when I hit that big slot next week.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
I know. I told James, I said, that would be my dream, is to hit the jackpot, invite my closest friends on YouTube to come
Maria.
to my house for the weekend. It would be amazing. Have a fire out in the yard, just sit around, and we didn't sleep when you want to sleep, eat when you want to eat. So
that would be so much.
You heard it here first. If I win 2 million or above, we're gonna have a big YouTube retreat at It's Me Angie's.
Awesome. Hey, that would be great. Welcome in, Maria. We are going to wrap this up because it is already 3:23 and I've got a 6 o'clock.
That went fast. That went fast.
It did. And
I loved it.
I wasn't sure. I thought, I hope this lasts a little bit because I didn't know. And I thought, well, but then, of course, I get with Angie and then I start doing this.
Well, it's just like we've known each other forever. It's like we can just talk. It's, it's like I grew up with you, and, I just know.
Because the questions that I asked Angie, the answers she gave, I think almost all of them, I totally agreed. I would have, if she asked me that same question, I would have said the same answer.
The danger would have been, had we actually grown up as teenagers together, we probably would not be on YouTube right now. We would probably be in Orange.
Yeah, in a jail.
Yeah.
Playing cards.
Yeah.
Playing spades.
Trying to figure out how to get out, break our way out. That would be and tell all the young ladies of the many things that we did that got us there.
Exactly.
But I think that would be how it would be.
Yeah.
I have loved it, Dawn. I appreciate it. I hope that we can do it again. I hope everyone's enjoyed
this.
I hope the next person you have for your I would rather, and I'm sitting in the chat, I hope that they have as much fun as I did. This has been a wonderful time. I've really enjoyed it.
Well, I have too, and I am so glad. And I'm not, you guys know, I'm not blowing up my own balloon here, but I'm so glad I came up with this idea because I really wanted to do something fun. I didn't want to do something boring or whatever. I wanted to try to jazz up The whole purpose, like I said before in my other short video with the announcement video, I just wanted you guys, if nothing else, distract you from your everyday life just for a little bit. Kind of like a mental vacation, if you will, just for a little bit so that you can smile or hopefully laugh and go about your day with a more positive attitude. If we even affected one person today with a smile and gave them a good laugh, that is what the goal was. And I'm so glad if that's what happened. And yeah, I'm gonna have to do this again. It was a lot of fun, and it was.
Okay, this could be your Would You Rather series. You could get different ones to come up and play Would You Rather. And that would be
Yeah.
interesting to know what other YouTubers, how they would answer the questions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I was thinking that before we went on. I thought I would go ahead. I'm going to close this out with this. I was thinking along the same lines, and I will open this up to everybody in the chat or who's ever going to watch this later. If you would like to do this Would You Rather segment with me sometime in the future, please hit me up in the emails and I will try to work out a date when we can do it. I only have, well, really just a couple guidelines, if you will. Number one, you do have to be pulled up on screen where I can see you and so can everybody else. You cannot hide your face behind your icon. That's all it's not going to be where we just hear your voice, but we can't see your face. I do require you to actually jump on live with me, actually be seen, because I want to see your reactions to the questions.
And everybody else does too. Yeah.
That's part of the fun. And then the second one is what you already seen. You have to answer. You can't say, nope, I'm out. I'm not, I don't like any of those answers, any of those choices. Well,
Right.
you got to pick one. You may not like it, but it's kind of like the mom feeding the vegetables. You may not like it, but you got to eat it.
You gotta eat it.
Yeah, H&H, you're late. Hi. I'm so sorry. Well, go back and watch the replay, H&H. It was fun. A little game, Would You Rather, and we had different scenarios and different choices. And I think I am going to open up this into a series if you guys want to. And like I said, hit me up in the email and H&H or anybody else. If anybody wants to play this game with me sometime, hit me up in my email. My email is right there, trbl5@yahoo.com. Don't put the Dawn's channel and a dash. Just start right at trbl5@yahoo.com. Hit me up in the email and say, hey, Dawn, sometime in the future, could we do the Would You Rather segment? And I will pull you up on screen and we'll do it. Okay? But
It's been fun.
Yes, it was really fun. Awesome, Hockey. Yeah, that'd be great. So with that, we're going to sign off and be sure to join us over on Dee's
I'll
channel.
see you all at the auction.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right. End stream. There we go.